Hi, everyone. This is Michelle Brandriss. I am reaching out to you from the basement up. We are in our season 2 recap. And as you know, I am the founder of namebubbles.com. And actually, we just launched stickerandco.com. So a bunch of things are happening. We actually had 18 visitors come on board and speak with us during season 2. So we're kind of doing a season 2 wrap up right now. And I just wanted to do kind of a brief synopsis of everybody. We had 18 guests. They have done a lot of really great work. They're all entrepreneurs. They all started from the very beginning, and it's been really fun to hear their story and their journey. So, our first guest is Melinda Huang, and she was with Happy Mask. So, she ended up starting this, and Happy Mask really took off during the COVID pandemic. They come in great designs, they're really cute. You can go online, pick the style that you want, but they're reusable and you can wash them up to 50 times, and they still have that N95 certification for really keeping everyone safe and keeping people, I guess, germ free. I know that this is also great for a lot of the respiratory things that are going around and not just COVID. So there's a few things that this is a benefit for. And our next guest is Jen Schultz, and she is the non 9 to 5. And Jen, I was really excited to get her because she's a mentor and a coach, and she helps people find their why. It's hard to transition from like a regular job and then move over into like the entrepreneurial role, and then to start something from, as I say, from the basement up, or start something from the ground up. So Jen helps people kind of find their purpose, find their why, and then move forward. So it was really fun having Jen. She's a great episode to listen to. Our third guest is Julie Clark, and Julie is like my personal favorite from the season, because Julie is someone I know personally, and Julie is a best-selling author, New York Times best-selling author a couple times over. And her latest book, she kind of let us know her process and talk to us about how she gets motivated, how she finds her characters. And this is, the books are great. The Last Flight is a book people might know of. That was the first international best-selling book. And the second one that just came out is The Lies I Tell. And this one is huge as well. I mean, right away, she was out there and hitting all the charts and doing amazing. So the thing I'm so happy about is that Julie's also a full-time teacher, and she raises 2 kids. So it was fascinating listening to her process and hearing how long it took, her and her drive and her grit and getting up and being consistent and believing in herself and doing this day in and day out. So definitely listen to Julie's episode. Our next guest is Tox Rotary, and she has the Baby Cot Shop, and this is in the UK. So very fun to listen to Tox. She started her business in the UK, but she has also been, I want to say, an entrepreneur a few times over. She's had a couple of failures, and it's interesting to hear her lessons. She's very open, and she talks about this and then doing it again, and then having that last one break through and do really well. So she has an online shop. I encourage people here in the US to visit her online shop in the UK, the Baby Cot Shop. And it's in Chelsea, in London. And people go there and shop all the time. And moms here in the US, darling things, very high end, very luxurious, everything you would need for your nursery, charming and very, very darling. Our fifth guest, Megan Wood with Lily Jade. And I just loved Megan. She had such great energy. I loved that she just put everything on the line and she just made it happen. So she creates diaper bags, very beautiful diaper bags you would want to carry around for a long time. It's something that I like because it's reusable, and you'll be carrying this around for, as moms know, you have a baby that transitions into toddler, and then they're going off to sports. So it's that diaper bag that kind of grows with the child, and it lasts for a long time, and they're very stylish. So once you have it, you're going to be using it for a long time. So definitely, I loved listening to Megan and her process and how she started this and not knowing anything about the industry. So the other really neat thing is how she's bringing her daughters into the business and teaching them how to be entrepreneurs as well. So that was a really special thing from the episode that you might want to listen in, how she got that going and started this bag business, really not knowing how to do it and figuring it out. My next guest is Lindsay Checkema, and Lindsay started Casted. Now, Casted is actually the platform I started this podcast on. And I was so impressed by Lindsay. And she was my first guest who went out and got venture funding. Hearing how she did that, what she went through, the process, and really hearing how she brought her vision to life and brought that to the market. And when you're looking at something like a software or a tech service, there's a lot of pieces to it, and then needing to market it as well. So it was fantastic listening to Lindsay and hearing her story of how she got Casted, up and going, started it from scratch, and then brought it to market for people to use. Isabel Last is the owner and creator of Fiena. And Isabel was a breath of fresh air. She is a teacher and teaching children. She's bilingual, wanting to teach them the language, learning how children learn languages, and then figuring out how to solve the problem if there's a gap or an issue from learning the language to making it fun. Kids love playing video games. So she has made this absolutely fun platform for kids to learn a language through playing video games. And this is one of those kind of brilliant things, like, why haven't they thought of this earlier? And she's having great success with this. Again, she was in beta phase when we spoke with her. And I'm watching her on LinkedIn and seeing how she's already getting into school districts. And I think that Fiena is going to be a huge hit. So it's really fascinating listening to her story and hearing how she started with just this idea. And now she's building this fantastic tool for kids to learn to be bilingual. And it's going to be really interesting where this goes in the next, 5 to 10 years. And Haley was so cute. I live in Saratoga Springs, or right by Saratoga Springs. And Haley runs or owns the Saratoga Tea and Honey Shop. And this is one of those stores, like, I want to say anchor stores, but one of those main stores on Broadway, the main street of Saratoga that everybody loves going into. So now it kind of threw me for a loop talking to Haley, because I wasn't expecting some of the story. Haley travels all over the world to find the tea that she sells in her tea shop. And I guess I just wasn't expecting that. And just hearing the story of how she came about and met her suppliers and figured this out, it blew me away. It really did. So, and she's just such a genuine, nice person, a young person who decided, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this tea and honey shop. I'm going to find the best suppliers out there, and I'm going to travel around the world to meet these people. So it's a fun story. It really is. And I wish Haley all the success, and I'm so glad she's in my town. My next guest is Sunny Lou Williams, and she is the third generation of a company called TechServe. So her grandmother started this, then her mother, and it's evolved. It always was there to help the community. And we kind of have this term now that people use as a social entrepreneur, and Sunny is definitely a social entrepreneur. So she's there to serve her community. What she does is, what TechServe does, it's aimed to helping underserved communities, focusing on healthcare, corrections, and education. So she's looking at statistics of things and how can she change public policy? How can she work to get legislative changes done that are going to help her community and help serve her community, and especially in things like healthcare. So, we all need Sunny out there, or a Sunny out there to help us in our community. So TechServe was fascinating, and it's just so great to see that, this outreach, starting at a young age, seeing what her parents were doing, seeing what her family was doing, and then continuing to do good in her community. So I just loved listening to Sunny and hearing what she's done and what she's accomplished. My next guest is Courtney Howard with Love Your Scalp. And Courtney is fascinating. Courtney is so well educated. She is her undergrad degree, she is a lawyer, but she is an accidental entrepreneur. And what she did was she created a product that she needed and then noticed that other people may need it too. So she was offering people samples, giving people samples, not really thinking that she was going to sell this product, except it works so well that people were then wanting to buy it. So Love Your Scalp helps people, relieves people from obviously itchy scalp, helps people build their confidence. If you have issues with dandruff or your scalp that might be flaky, she's created this product that doesn't make your hair look bad or greasy. And it's really good for your scalp. And actually, it's great for babies as well. So that's something for moms out there when your baby needs a little extra help for the cradle cap, something to think about. But I love talking to Courtney, how she started this business. She's getting her law degree why she's starting this business. And I believe she is still a lawyer and still doing the business. So it's pretty amazing. And just how she shares with us, starting this from the very beginning and just branching out. And this is a product I see taking off. I really do. If you're making something and people are coming up to you wanting you to make more of it for them, and then they're telling their friends, and then their friends are contacting you, I mean, there's a business there. So she was having so much demand that she didn't have to do her regular job anymore because she was so busy creating this product. So I'm excited to see what happens with Courtney. And I predict we're going to be seeing Love Your Scalp. And, I would say like the Targets of the world in no time. Next, we talked to Lynn Tresna, the executive director of Pitney Meadows Community Farm. The reason why I wanted to have Pitney Meadows on this podcast was, just to kind of inspire maybe other people out there who might be thinking about doing something similar. What Pitney Meadows does is they work with the community. So, they're providing a safe space for kids after school, for high school students. It's to, I guess, re-educate us or educate people on how to grow their own food. So there's classes. There's an opportunity also for internships where kids can also bring produce to seniors in the area, which is fabulous and wonderful. And it just is a really fantastic way for people to get more involved in their community and learn why they're doing this and really have an understanding of where our food comes from and how important it is to pay attention. So I was thrilled to speak with Lynn, and really was kind of a learning thing. And again, if other people are on the fence thinking about doing something like this, reach out to Pitney Meadows Community Farm because it really is a nice resource for people in the Saratoga Springs community. Okay, getting into food, getting into growing food. Now, this is one oh my gosh, I have been wanting to do something like this for so long. And I spoke with Tom Adamczyk with Planted Detroit. So, Tom, this really was, I guess, mind bending for me a little bit because I would absolutely love if I have another chapter in my entrepreneur life, this is it. It's definitely doing vertical farming. And I loved hearing how he went, and he came from the investment world. He's really just doing something good and working hard, smart guy, staying focused. He's got children. He's like, I really want to make a positive change in this planet while he's here. And Planted Detroit is really doing all that. It's checking all the boxes. They're making sure that they do very safe food, hydroponic farm. They're just trying to be like, I guess, rattle some cages in the agriculture sector. And I think what they're doing, they're also kind of creating some. I think they need to get some things patented because I think that they're making great progress. And I know other people who end up getting into the space will be calling them for their advice. So if you are thinking about getting into hydroponic farming or vertical farming, Tom is someone you would definitely want to listen to. I'm, I guess, just so impressed by what he's done and what he and his team are building. So really interesting conversation there. So again, Planted Detroit, that is an awesome episode to listen to. Okay, listeners in the Detroit area, you definitely want to take a look, and they do deliver, and they also have an online website. So check out Tom Adamczyk with Planted Detroit, and make sure you take a look at their website. Erica Davis with the SIP. Now, Erica, this was brilliant, and I know that she's a co-founder with Catherine Carter. So during COVID, they came up with the SIP, and this was something we all needed to do. We all needed to stay in touch. We all needed little things to celebrate because that was a really, really difficult time. So she is just coming up with this awesome idea. Subscription. She's an entrepreneur. She is, done this from the ground up. And what they're doing is they're shipping out reasons to celebrate. So making those small reasons to celebrate. And this is something that I know I forget to do. I forget to celebrate the wins. I forget to celebrate people in my life who I care about. And something like this really, getting in there with your girlfriends, having something like this come to you or get mailed to you, and then being able to celebrate online. I live on the East Coast now. I'm a West Coast girl, so I'm a transplant. I get online and I do my Zoom calls with my girlfriends. So this is that kind of gift, that subscription that keeps you in touch. And I just thought that this was a brilliant idea. And it also is interesting. So they're learning about different champagnes, different drinks. So you're going online and taste testing and having fun. So it really is about having fun and staying in touch. So brilliant, making an impact on people, keeping people in touch, and creating this really great online community. Guy Sean Chief with Bambino Mio. This is such a cool product. So I confessed, I'm that mom who used disposable diapers for my son. And I wish I had had this product. Okay, mind you, this is many years ago, but I wish I had had Bambino Mio when I was a new mom. He and his wife, this fantastic product. And what they're doing, they're really trying to eliminate or help eliminate disposable diapers. So when you're listening to this episode, what they've done and what they're doing actually for island nations around the world as well, because those disposable diapers are starting to become, I guess, against the law. They're not allowed to have those. So this Bambino has really just changed. It's a game changer. It really is. It's a game changer. I'm hoping that moms in the US take a look at this. There's other things involved with this as well. So first of all, they're really cute and they're easy to use. So that's really nice. You're not using those safety pins anymore that are kind of a nightmare. But also, the child gets diaper trained, potty trained faster. They don't want moist diapers against their skins. And disposable diapers are like, okay, the child stays drier and more comfortable. Well, actually, you want the child to realize that, hey, no, this is not okay. And so Bambino Mio teaches them that a little bit quicker. And it's fascinating how much they save from the landfill. So it's a huge thing. It really is. They've done it. This is an amazing product. I was really excited to speak with him, and you can buy the product online through, I believe they even sell this on Amazon. So you can buy it online, Bambino Mio. Take a look. It's a really smart product, and it's going to help our landfills everywhere worldwide. So he's won many awards. The product he's creating is very sustainable. They're really just wanting a greener future for all of us. Chad Howell, Forever Great. Again, I'm finding these really, I guess, social entrepreneurs. I'm just finding these people who are trying to do good in the world. And I love their stories. Their stories make me really happy. He is an entrepreneur, social entrepreneur. And what he's doing is trying to save the Great Lakes and working for cleanup. How do we fund the cleanup of the Great Lakes? There's plastic pollution everywhere. So what he's done is create a wearable line. And of course, the wearable line is organic, and that those clothes help fund the cleanup of the Great Lakes. So I'm just really excited for Chad. I'm excited that he's, doing good in the world and really thankful for what he's doing. So Forever Great was a really great episode to kind of listen how he's getting started and what he's doing to make a change around him. So when you hear this episode, it's just hearing how Chad, has created the sustainable fashion brand. And that's what he's doing. But it's a simple product. And he's doing this to create positive change in the world and positive change in the places where he lives and in his community. My next guest is Cheyenne Begg with Curious Now. Cheyenne came to the US as a teenager. And when he was 19 years old, he came here and he looked at our healthcare system, and it was very confusing. It was very difficult. So this is in 2010, and he was noticing that it just didn't function the way he had experienced it from his native country. So he has gone ahead and done something about that, which is, again, another social entrepreneur. So doing positive change in the world. And I'm really excited for this to go live. And I think the first place it's going to go live is in Chicago. So I'm really excited to see what happens with this. It's really creating a bridge for the customer, for the consumer, to find medication and healthcare that's the most cost effective. So it's almost like it's like a search engine. I want to, and I didn't do it justice. You have to listen to this episode. It really is fascinating. So I was saying, oh, it's like the kayak of travel. And he goes, well, yes, but there's a lot of other things to this. So it's really connecting that consumer to the most cost-effective treatment that you need at that time. So you're not going to be getting anything that is extraneous that's going to cost you extra money. And then also medication, which can also be so expensive. It's also really helpful for the doctors and then also for the HMOs too. So it's a win-win all the way around. And that's why I think that this is going to take off. I think there's huge potential for this because, doctors definitely are tired of dealing with healthcare. It's not an easy thing or an easy process. And if it also helps healthcare companies as well, why not? Why wouldn't they get involved? So this is a really interesting thing. And it's just in that beta phase, but he's also a mechanical engineer, and listening how, he's working full time and then starting this product. And he's so committed to it that, if someone walks up with a ton of money to buy him out, he doesn't care. He wants to make this benefit us all. And he wants to get this out there for everyone. So, kind of, I warmed my heart, someone who is just really creating something to benefit everyone. So I can't wait to hear how this does. So one thing about me kind of comparing it to kayak, it's not a deal. It's like you want the proper health care. So it's not like you're shopping for a deal, you're shopping for the correct healthcare. And that was something Cheyenne was really, adamant about saying, it's really just that immediate ability to find what you need and to find it at a reasonable cost. Please listen to Cheyenne, and it's Curious Now for that episode. Shelby Kretz is the founder of, and this is brilliant, it is Little Justice Leaders. So she's obviously a social entrepreneur, but she's also making little society heroes out there. I was really excited to speak with her because as a parent, I know there's times when topics are happening in the world around us. And, my son is now older, so it's easier. But when he was young, it was difficult at times to explain things. So what she has done is create it as a fun, interactive way for parents. It's approachable for parents to work with their kids. Their kids get this activity box. They're able to have some interactive projects in there every month when it comes, and then also books on how to learn and what's happening in the world around them. And I just thought it was brilliant. because what she's doing is creating a way for kids to see things and understand things and really to make better people in our society. And I was so excited to hear about her project and this business that's taking off and the people she has on her team that are teaching young people and helping young people understand what's happening. So huge kudos to Shelby and the Little Justice Leaders. I'm really excited about this episode and really excited about what she's doing in the world. Ayesa DiPetro with Miami Beach Bum. She is the founder of this skincare line. Now, the reason why this is so cool and important is that Ayesa is a marine scientist. She is in the water all the time. She has her wetsuit on, and because of that, it was causing skin irritation. But what she's done is, she had a need, she filled the need, she figured out a way to get rid of her skin irritation, and it's kind of where science meets beauty. It's green chemistry and it's 100% ocean safe. So Ayesa, of course, is always worried about and looking at ocean conservation. So her products are ocean safe and they're also reef safe. So this is exciting because her new sunblock product is going to be coming out right around the time that this episode airs. So make you go to miamibeachbum.com and take a look at her line. It is wonderful. It's all natural, and it's all organic. And she's making sure that her product is safe in the water and outside of the water, and also the sunblock as well. So again, my Ayesa DiPetro with Miami Beach Bum, and I'm just really excited about her product line and how she's an environmentalist and working with ocean conservation. So it's been busy. Let me just say that. And Name Bubbles is doing great. We're in our burn, as I let everyone know. Name Bubbles is very seasonal. What we do is we make name labels for kids. So they go on kids' camp items, back to school, and daycare. As you can guess, kids go back to camp and school in the spring and summer. And then Name Bubbles is pretty slow. We're in daycare mode the rest of the year. So because of that, we ended up creating Sticker & Co. And what Sticker & Co. does, it's customized stickers. They are, I guess for B2C, which is business to consumer, and also B2B, which is business to business. So the B2C is more of the photo stickers and the sticker greeting cards. These are also wall decals as well. So it's really great. You can upload things from your phone, upload things from your computer, and then you have these really cute photo stickers. You can also share those with friends. And then the B2B is the customized stickers where people go ahead and upload. We've actually had a lot of people upload their anime art, which has been really fun to see, and ship those out, but also companies. And that's something that's been happening more and more, and we get more and more requests of that. So it made a lot of sense to move forward with that portion of the business as well. So that's now up and running. We are so excited. It has been, I guess, a nail biter. We've been really busy and expanding. So that's my synopsis of Name Bubbles and Sticker & Co. And now from the basement up. This has been a really fun process, and I hope that you've learned as much as I have. Thank you to our listeners for joining us for today's episode. And thank you to my amazing producer, Emily Flanagan. She deals with all my shenanigans. Julia Augustino, thank you for the amazing composition that you have made for the podcast. And listeners, feel free to check us out on our social media channels. Don't forget to give us a 5-star review. And you can also visit us on FromTheBasementUp.com. Thank you so much.